Hey there guys, and welcome back. On this week's show, we've got the Wainlux L6 10-watt laser engraver. Well, not too long ago on the show, Wainlux was kind enough to send me one of their K6 laser engravers, and I showcased that here on the show, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. Don't let its small size fool you. It is quite a capable little unit, and it's fantastic for the hobbyist. But they've done it again, and recently they have sent me their L6, the big brother to the K6. Now this is a 10-watt laser engraver, open frame style, and what I'm going to do is on today's show, we're going to assemble this unit, and I want to put it through a few tests and just see my initial impressions of it. So why don't we head over to the bench and I'll show you what I've got. Well, just from the packaging, and I know the packaging isn't the product, but it says a lot about how they care about their stuff. And everything is packaged really nicely in tight-fitting styrofoam to keep it safe during shipping. All right, that looks great. So let's get all of this stuff out of the box and see what we've got. Well, once you finally get everything out of the package, this is what you're looking at. We have all of our side rails here and our front rails, and as well our leg assemblies here. The leg assemblies are actually formed out of molded plastic, which is fine. That reduces the weight of the entire machine. But the side rails here and the gantry for your laser, these are all formed aluminum, so they're quite sturdy. We also have, which is nice to see because not every laser comes with it, we have an air assist pump here. In a lot of cases, the air assist is a separate unit to purchase, so it's nice to see that this one comes with it. As well, we've got ourselves some laser-rated safety glasses. We have a power supply, which I'm assuming will be for our air assist. We have the power supply for the laser itself. We have our tubing for our air assist, a USB cable to connect everything to your computer. Of course, the main part of the entire unit, which is our 10-watt laser unit, and an extra safety shield for protecting your eyes with the laser, or from the laser rather, and as well we have various tools and hardware to assemble the whole thing. Well, the very first thing you want to do is insert your rails into your rear panel. So we will take our right rail, and you can tell it's the right rail because it'll have this metal L-shaped bracket on it, and we will insert that into our rear panel. There's a space there that the motor just slides right in, just like that. And then we will take our left rail and do the same thing, sliding it into our rear panel. Now, from here, we can secure this with 4 S1 screws. And how do you know they're S1 screws? Well, all of the package with the hardware is labeled with what parts they are, so it's very easy to tell. So you'll just take the provided Allen key, and we will now insert 4 S1 screws, 2 in the left rail and 2 in the right. We can now turn our entire assembly around, and we will insert both of our rails, both our left and our right, into our front rail assembly. And it's the same process. It just slides in here, just like that, and on this side as well. And then those same S1 screws, 2 in each side, 2 in the right, 2 in the left, can be inserted to hold the framework and the assembly together. Well, it's now time to install the gantry, or as Wainlux calls it, the XAxis Module. So the first thing that we want to do, we've turned our unit back around so that the rear of the engraver is towards us, and we need to take our right-hand side plate and slide it all the way to come in contact with our rear support. You want to now take the left side and slide it all the way to touch the rear as well. This will help you with alignment to make sure that everything aligns the way that it should. You can then take your XAxis module, and it will sit on top of this left side here. And on the right side over here, we will use 2 more of these S1 screws, line it up with the holes, and again, with the provided Allen key, we can tighten up the two S1 screws to hold our XAxis module in place. Now on the left side, it's a little different. You want to use the S3 hardware. So get two of these S3 bolts, we'll pass them through our two holes here and tighten them into our left side bracket. It's now time to install the laser. Now I have moved the XAxis module to roughly in the center. You can move it just by hand. I've loosened off this thumb screw here on the right hand side, and our laser installs with this dovetail unit here. We have the dovetail that will match into this groove. We can just slide it down into its bracket and then tighten up our thumb screw until our laser is held in place. And that's all there is to it. The laser is now installed on your XAxis module. Well, it's now time to insert our cables, and it's not hard to figure out. There are diagrams all through the manual showing you how to do it. So we will connect our laser, which will be this connection right here. I'm not going to push them in all the way just yet because I want to dress the cables in properly. And that will bring me to my next point. They provide part number S5, which are cable clips. One will go back here on this bracket, and two will go along here, and you will mount them with the S2 screws that they provide. And that way you can dress your cables in along your XAxis module. Your next smaller connector, or the smallest connector of the three, will get plugged in right in here, and the larger one will get plugged into the side. And as well, they have provided clips that will hold your cables underneath and deal with your cable management. So get all your cables plugged in to your laser module and your XAxis module, and then we can carry on from there. Now I flipped this unit over onto its head, and we can see we have two more cables here to put in, and these are for our YAxis motors. So one will get plugged in here on this side, just like that, and the other will get plugged into this YAxis motor. And that is all of our plugs installed. So while we have this upside down, we can install our air assist. And while you don't have to do it while it's upside down, it's just easier to see what you're doing. So you have this little nozzle that comes off of your laser unit, and it basically, your hose that they provide with your air assist, just gently slides over top of that. And there you go, there's your air assist connected to your laser. And the other end of your air assist hose gets connected to your pump, and you'll place your 12 volt DC adapter into the back, and you have your on-off switch with minimum and maximum settings. And that's it as far as the air assist goes. And that would be the assembly of your laser complete. You now have some decisions. Do you want to use the included software, which is the same software as the K6 engraver, or do you want to use an aftermarket one, something like Lightburn? My preference is Lightburn. So you want to connect your laser, but all of the software and all of the drivers that you need to install are located on the TF card, which is a micro SD card located in the back panel of your laser. And you will need to use the included card reader to get that information off the card. So just insert your card into the card reader, insert that into your computer, follow the instructions in the manual, and install your drivers and the laser software that you need. With your computer hooked up and your laser ready to go, it's time to start doing some test burning. So it's almost Christmas time, so I thought I would start off today's first burn with maybe a fun little Christmas themed burn. So I've got a scrap piece of maple in the laser, and we're going to start off by burning this, and it's just a line drawing, which should be fairly quick. Guys, I have produced a couple other laser videos from like the K6 and that sort of thing, and one of the comments, or some of the comments that have come out through those was the warning about the flashing laser lights. So consider this your warning. The following clips do contain video of the laser doing its job, engraving. There is flashing lights. If you or anyone that's there with you watching this video are sensitive to that sort of thing, for whatever reason, please be forewarned that there are flashing kind of strobe type lights in the following clips. So please protect yourself. So I'm not going to move anything here because I want to do a second pass on the burn. It's a little light for me, and that's all about settings. That's all about testing it. So let me do another pass and see how we make out. And that's a little better. Now, believe it or not, the video of this being laser engraved was not sped up. What you were watching was the actual speed of the laser, which is, it's unreal. This thing is quick. Now, it was a line drawing. If this was something like an image where it was doing grayscale or that sort of thing, it would be a much slower burn. But with the lines, this thing is lightning fast. Let's try another couple images. Okay, well, I'm not exactly sure. This is obviously user error, just playing with this machine, but my letters are reversed, and that is a little odd to me. In fact, the whole design is reversed. So, you know what? Let's flip this over, just because the machine, the laser is already focused for this thickness of material. We'll do a quick switch over on the computer here, and we will try that logo again and see how we make out. Okay, and there you go, a quick little adjustment and we have this back to normal. It's all a matter of playing with it, guys, and playing with the software and with the machine. I really like how crisp this is. That is some really crisp lines, especially the lettering. That lettering is super clean and super crisp. That Air Assist is doing a great job at keeping the surface of the wood around the lasering from burning. It keeps the area cool while it's being burned. It adds a little noise to the machine, but you know what? It's not loud. You don't need hearing protection or anything like that. It still functions very, very well. Now, one of the things that I like to use my laser engraver for is to make custom tags for cords and that sort of thing. So let's try this with a combination of engraving and cutting. I'm not sure if the letters are going to be reversed or not, and I'm not sure if it's going to cut through. That's all about the testing of it, but let's give it a try and see what happens. Okay, I had that set for 3 passes to compensate for the 10 watt of power for the cutting, but I stopped it because after 2 passes, it had already cut through and cut very cleanly. Now my letters are reversed, and that may be something in the parameters of both the Lightburn program and the Wainlux, something that I need to change in the parameters. I'm going to look into that and try to fix it up. But let's try this again with the lettering the proper way. Wow. Okay, look at that. Look at the results of this. This is super clean, super crisp. Those lines are really crisp. The edges of them, not a bit of overburn anywhere. That Air Assist really does its job. And this cutting is super, super smooth. I love it. That's fantastic. All right. Well, that's cutting down pat. It does a great job. And there you have it. The Wainlux L6 10 watt laser engraver. Guys, color me impressed. I wasn't quite sure going into today's show what to expect from a 10 watt unit because I've never used a 10 watt unit before. But what I saw, and just from the little tinkering around from today's show, I'm quite impressed with the capabilities of this unit. Now, there are bigger, more powerful machines on the market, 20 watt diode lasers, but there's a trade-off with those machines. And what the trade-off is a much thicker laser beam. That laser beam thickness, that equates to detail. So the thicker the beam, the less detail, the more muddied the engraving, whereas the 10 watts, such as here with the Wainlux, has such a fine laser beam that it really provides a high level of detail, as well as around the edges of, say, the lettering on that tag, for example. Those edges are so clean. Now, the other thing I really like about this is the fact that they've paid attention to cable management and provided cable clips on both the gantry, or the XAxis module as they call it, and along the frame of the laser engraver itself. there is a detail there that they have paid attention to where there's a need for cable management, and they've provided you with everything you need to take care of that. As well with this unit, the other thing that I really liked and that I was quite pleased to see was that air assist. The fact that it's included with the unit itself. Some of the engravers out there on the market, that is an accessory that comes outside of the purchase. But this one here, it has a ton of airflow. You could see on the crispness of that tag that I engraved how clean that burn is as far as the cutting it, as far as the lettering goes. It is so clean with no overburn, and that is the result of a good air assist. So this unit does a fantastic job of keeping it to a clean laser engraving. Now, there are accessories available for this unit as far as a rotary tool goes, and there's some extension legs that will raise it up a little higher, that sort of thing. But for the most part, the Wainlux L6 will have everything that you need right there in that one package to get you started with laser engraving immediately. And I guess that's one of the main things I like about this unit so far. So I'm hoping that in the next while, we're going to have some more fun with this. We're going to try out some new things, test it out, see what we can do, put it through its paces. And then when it's all said and done down the road, we're going to give you a full review and give you really the ins and outs of what I think. But for now, I like what I see. Guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I want to thank Wainlux for sending me out this unit. I've had a lot of fun with it today. I'm going to continue to have fun with it. Also, guys, if you are interested in getting an L6 for yourself, there is a link below in the description of the video that will provide you with a discount when you purchase it through that link. So make sure you check that out if you're interested. It's a win-win for you. You'll end up with a great laser 10-watt unit as well as a discount on the unit. How can you go wrong? If you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. You click the bell and then you're not going to miss the notifications of future episodes of the show. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's content. I hope you're going to consider this laser for yourself, and if not, it'll give you at least a little more information on the laser as far as what to expect if you want to get a laser. And more importantly, guys, I hope you're going to join me again next week when I bring you yet another Alternative Tuesdays.